Hello, my name is Fergus Timmins, and welcome to this very short presentation on promoting and maintaining relationships. I'm starting here with a quote from Sharon, a family carer. Sharon says that my way of dealing with the condition is looking at the cup half full rather than half empty. I look at what my mum can do instead of what she can't do. I focus on the skills she has and accept whatever she's able to do. So that's a really good tip, I think, to start off with. See the person that you're caring for in terms of what they're able to do rather than concentrating on what they can't do. Okay, so what I want to look at is how we might be able to take positive control of caregiving stress. We all recognize that caring can be rewarding and it can be a fantastic experience, but it can become stressful, especially over time if your caring responsibilities increase in intensity and time. So we're going to look at some of the following. We're going to try and look at learning to recognize the warning signs and frustrations involved in caring. We're going to look at intervening to calm yourself down physically. We're going to look at modifying your thoughts in a way that reduces your stress. We're going to look at learning about effective communication techniques for dementia caregiving and the importance of making time to take care of yourself. And of course, looking for help from other people who may be involved or you'd like to be involved in the caregiving situation. So learning to recognize the warning signs of frustration is really important. And of course, if you can do that, if you can recognize these warning signs before they become stressful or before they blow up completely, then it will be really positive. So as you care and as you provide that care, you might get frustrated from time to time. What are the warning signs in terms of a build-up of stress for you? These could vary. They could be stomach cramps, they could be headaches, they could be feeling irritable, they could be losing patience. You know yourself what your triggers are and what the warning signs are. Try to intervene to calm yourself down physically as these signs build up. So an immediate activity to help you calm down can be really helpful. So they can give you time to look at the situation more objectively, and if possible, if you can remove yourself from the situation, that can be very positive. You might want to try calling a friend. If you're spiritual, you might want to pray or meditate. You might want to listen to a song, go for a walk, do a crossword puzzle or part of a crossword puzzle. It really will depend on yourself. You may have tried some of what I've mentioned. You may not have tried others. Maybe it'd be good to experiment with some different techniques to calm yourself down physically. Exercise is really a good one. Even for a short time, even for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just to get out of that immediate stressful caregiving situation is really important. Sometimes we have negative thoughts as stress builds up. For example, if you've burnt the dinner, you might be hard on yourself. I can't do anything right. And your frustration can boil over. So be careful to avoid rather overgeneralizations and to simplify and to be too hard on yourself, really. I'm sure that you have fantastic qualities as a carer, but of course from time to time things become stressful. See that for what it is. Adapt your thoughts. I'm not perfect, but nobody is perfect. Sometimes I might make mistakes, but sometimes I do things very well. And it's important, I think, to be realistic when these kind of feelings build up. We're going to touch on communication techniques next week, but just in terms of learning effective communication techniques for dementia caregiving, use simple, direct statements. Don't use long sentences. Short statements, factual, simple language is really important. Place yourself close when speaking to a person with a cognitive disorder. That's important. So hearing can be an issue for some people. Make sure that they hear you and see you speaking. Try not to argue about unimportant things such as what the date is. Allow extra time to accomplish tasks such as dressing, and find ways to be calm and can help you gain cooperation. So finding ways to be calm can really help you gain cooperation. So be calm and cool and don't let your frustrations boil over if you can help it at all. It's really important that you make time to take care of yourself. So everyone deserves regular and ongoing breaks from your work. You can maybe investigate whether or not home helps is an option, or adult daycare is an option in your area. There might be a friendly visitor program. Friends and neighbours can also help. Eat well, exercise, get a good night's sleep, and attend to your own medical needs. That's really, really important. We're going to touch a lot more on this in the later part of the course. Towards the end of the course, there's a whole section dedicated to taking care of yourself. Don't be afraid to ask for help. More than one person needs to be involved in the care of your loved one. If you can, hold regular family meetings. We're going to talk about this now in a second. All family members need information to help understand dementia. And don't forget, a person's needs will change over time. The person that you're caring for might have more concentrated needs and more extreme needs as their condition progresses. And in that situation, it's more likely and more important that other family members will have a role to play in providing care for your loved one. So family meetings. Accept it as normal that families can have differences of opinion about plans for care. Of course, each family member might have different perspective on dementia in the family. For example, a spouse or partner may have a different perspective on care planning than a son or daughter. So, and of course, family commitments may vary. That's just the reality of the situation. Try to include the individual diagnosed with dementia where possible. That's really important so that they feel part of the process. As you do on the course here, listen to each family member's perspective with respect and courtesy. And I think be realistic about the caregiving responsibilities, about the fact that you might need help and the care situation needs to be shared among family members. Try to keep lines of communication open. Cope with change and loss together. It's really important if there is change and loss in terms of how your loved one behaves. Share that with your nearest and dearest. And of course, if necessary, seek outside help. Family meetings can be difficult, especially as the condition progresses. But I think it's important that you explore and don't leave all the family. Explore the options around families contributing to care, and don't take the burden all on yourself. Okay, in summary, we've identified some positive ways of promoting and maintaining relationships through your own identification of stress and the build-up of stress and taking action to alleviate that. We've also looked at briefly the issue around families and family meetings so that the most appropriate care planning is put in place. So that's it for this short presentation. Next week we're going to discuss communication in more detail, but for now, thanks for listening and thanks for watching.